distance from a firing SAM launcher at which it can lock on a enemy piece that's in the level in which it fires. Also, it's the level at which a torpedo launcher can launch at a subterranean target. Stun range, how hard you hit when you stun someone. How far away, how far away that you can fire the stun. How far away a flamer can hit. The distance at which a an anti-stealth will detect a stealth. Similarly, for a sub-detector, which is a torpedo launcher, whether or not the game is competitive, whether or not a dozer can doze an enemy piece, you can change for these types of pieces the distance that they can move. You can change what the restrictions there are on a king. In a standard game, a king cannot be stealth. You will always see it. Well, you won't be hidden because of stealth. You can change the restrictions upon activities that can be performed by a piece which has a transport article. Ground-to-ground transport only means that you can't fire a transport article on a piece that is in the air or at the sub-level already. Action restrictions. None of these are in effect in a standard game. However, if you want to, you can set it so that there is no firing, that you can only move. However, when move only is activated, all these other options become meaningful. Or you can turn on the 12DPXMR action sequence, and that means that when the user performs actions, they must be in this sequence. The fire 1 occurs first, and then if there is a fire 2, it occurs second, of course. Then if there is a drop, the earliest that it can occur is the third action, and so on. And none of the other options mean anything if you have that on. If you have that on, similarly, it's mutually exclusive. That changes how many turns it takes for a rocket to recharge. Similarly, there are options to change the recharge rate for stunners, flamers, and conversion. I've already talked about autoplay. Hot seat allows the game in order to be played against two humans playing on the same computer on the same screen. Human versus computer is when a human wants to play against the AI. There is a functional AI, and you change the difficulty of the AI by changing the ply level at which it looks ahead. These options have to do with the ability of the user in order to change how the game plays and how it is seen, and then save that preference and then set it so that when the user starts the game program again, the type of game is set to that user preference. That way, if the user wants to, the user can can choose some very particular type of game that's the only type of game that user ever wants to play, and then they can set it that way, and that's all they ever see when they start the game, and they can always change it back to the original game defaults. All right, many of these are kind of self-explanatory. Game status lets you see how all of these options are set. Black view changes the viewpoint. Presently, the screen that we're looking at is the black view. It could be the white view, or the view from the right, or from the left, or you can look at a diagonal view, or you can toggle through the diagonal views if you want. There are two types of shapes of pieces available. There's a more complex version. Weaponized chess is not hardware accelerated. It depends upon software rendering so far. Therefore, this program should be able to run on anything which has Linux and OpenGL. Therefore, because the use of the standard type of menu at the top, and because of the use of software rendering, everyone knows how to use the game, and everyone will be able to run the game. Both of those statements are true at the same time. Go back to the simple pieces. These are where the reinforcements come in. Green indicates your reinforcements, red indicates his reinforcements. A reinforcement could also be considered to be an ambush, or it could be considered to be a surprise attack. There are suddenly enemy forces there which weren't there before, and you weren't expecting to see them there. These other options essentially turn off pieces, remove things from view. You can change the colors in this game. There are a number of predefined types of colors, and you can change the colors using RGB values, and the color changes that you make are something that are saved and can be reloaded. So if you like a different set of colors, you can save it so that you always see your favorite colors when the game starts. Okay, that is about it. When the game starts, this option is set so that the left mouse button selects a piece to move. So what will probably happen is that if someone had never seen this game, walks up to the screen, decides they want to try to play, well, they'll click on the piece they want to move, and they'll probably use the left mouse button. So that piece will be selected, and then you click again where you go to, and it moves. Now, once it has moved, well, only fire is available, and that is what is set. Once a piece fires, that's fire 1. And fire 2, then fire is no longer available. I'm not going to talk about the online submenu. That is under development. Well, I believe that concludes this video. Thanks for watching.